Oh, yeah. If you guys notice what's different right now, you deserve a medal. What is going on, you beautiful people of the internet? It is your boy, Michael, here from Technoid. Welcome back to a live episode of Technoid. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are staying safe. It is great to see each and every one of you tonight. Now, guys, if you haven't noticed, something's different. I'm sure you're probably going to notice in just a second, but yes, I got glasses. Yes, I became an Oscar. I've got glasses now. Now I'm just playing. These are actually for a product review. They're UV glasses, so helps with blue light. So I'll be reviewing that. Pretty stupid review, but still. But no, we did it, guys. We upgraded our setup. Our official setup. We have a brand new camera. I am hoping that the quality is better on your end. So I really hope you guys give me some feedback. Let me know if the quality is good on your end. Please let me know if the microphone is good. We got tons of people in the house already. We first off, let's run it through. We got Jay Brown in the house. Good to see you, my brother. DJ is in the house. You know it, man. You know it. We got Joseph in the house. Sneed Raid. All right. Sneed's bringing his army. What is up, Adrian? It is great to see you. Thank you for stopping by tonight. PA Tech is in the house. What is good, my man? David is in the house. We got a full house tonight. We got 12 live, and we're going to probably get a little bit more. So thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for making it. Sneed will be on his way, so hopefully we will see you guys in a couple of minutes. But before we start this episode, I just got to give a quick shout out to our partner of the channel, Rogue Energy. As you guys know, Rogue Energy is a very good partner of the Technoid show. So I want to thank Rogue Energy for our continued partnership. Check out Rogue Energy, guys. Link is in the description. Get yourself some Rogue Energy. Save 10% off by using the promo code Technoid. Every time you use that code, it helps my channel and using the affiliated link. Yeah, man. It looks like everybody's coming over from Sneed. Sneed sent the army. So it is great to have you guys. It is great to see all of you. It's great to have a brand new camera. I feel so great. Yeah, man, rocking the max. Carlos, what is up, my man? Carlos is in the house. Mike West is in the house. How are you loving those AirPods? You know, dude, I gotta say, I'm actually kind of enjoying them. I'm actually really, really enjoying my AirPod Max. Thank you guys for sharing this live stream out. Once again, we're going to be starting our stories in just a couple of seconds. Again, guys, like I said, I'm using these right now, so I'm also using the microphone. Everything so far is running pretty well. I'll be giving you guys my review in a couple of weeks. We got Bart is in the house. Good to see you tonight. All right, I think I've done enough talking. I think we're going to start the show right away. Now, quickly before I start the show, I got to tell you guys something. I want to have a little bit of humor, and then we'll start it up. I got my first story ready to go. But guys, can we take a moment to realize what's going on in the tech world? There are 12, 13-year-olds. There are 12 and 13-year-olds that are making YouTube video, and they are so good. Like when I was 12 and 13, I was playing on a PlayStation 3 and I barely even knew how to make a Pop-Tart. And these kids are using Final Cut Pro. Hell, their balls ain't even dropped yet and they make better videos than me. It's how great they are. Like, it's scary good. And I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or they have a passion, but seeing newer generations, you know, seeing these kinds of kids come up in that rank is really good. I'm not making fun of them. I just want to let them know, you know, you guys are doing a great job. So if there's any 12, 13-year-old that makes YouTube videos like that, David says too much time on their hands. Nah, man, hey, listen, they got a passion, they got a love. All I'm going to say to you young bloods, don't let the fame get to your head because it almost did to me and I was only at 1,000 subs. So I'm a humble dude. Don't let the fame get to your head. And most of all, just have fun with it. Don't be cocky. Don't be all that crap. Just go with the flow. Just go with it. So, with that said, let's start the show. So, story number one, we're going to go cellular tonight, guys. We are going cellular, and our first story up is Verizon. Now, what a coincidence. Just so happens, Verizon Man is in the house. Verizon Man! 1 second, my brother. I'm just setting up the new setup here. We got, I'm trying to get these, speaker to come over to the headphones, but I don't think it's going to work. So I guess I'm just going to have to switch the audio to the display port and just, oh no, wait, there we go. I got it now. Can you hear me better?
Excellent.
Everything's good. Yep. New camera, UV glasses. I disclaimed it's for a review, but it's a stupid review. Did you hear what I said in the beginning about these 12 and 13-year-olds making videos that are like scary good?
What?
Dude, there are kids. Okay, I was about to start the show, but I got to rerun this real quick.
Mhm.
There are 12 and 13-year-olds on YouTube. Their balls ain't even dropped, and they're making high quality videos. It is scary good.
Yeah,
Like
man.
they're better than me, and that's how scary it is.
Yeah,
I'm
they
20
just.
years
Well, I
old. And
mean,
I still,
your videos are really good. But
nah,
yeah,
man.
they're surprising. They're good.
Dude, compared to mine, their stuff looks like Picasso, and I'm like the Street Judas Masvidal. So it's scary good. It is scary, scary good. These kids, you know what it is? It's not that I'm afraid of them. Hey, listen, 12, 13-year olds, listen, keep getting your teeth straight, kids, and listen to your mama. Okay, this is Dr. Technoid in the house. You want a prescription? Come ask me.
Yeah. You
Nah,
gotta
but
do
all
some
right, let's.
collabs with these kids, man.
Nah, they're good kids. Hey, listen, I watch a few of them. It's kind of weird because sometimes I think they're reading off a script, but then their passion comes out. And I'm like, this feels kind of genuine. So I really like that these kids are getting into it young. Because when I was 12 and 13, I was a stupid kid. I was playing PlayStation 3. I was doing things that 12-year-olds were doing. And hell, I barely even knew how to make Pop-Tarts.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I
They're saying my mic is buzzing. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Let me X out.
No problem. Take your time. All right, let's start this show. Okay, story number one. Let's start with Verizon. So, as you guys know, Verizon's Q4 ending strong with 2020. So, according to Verizon themselves, they had a strong Q4 of 2020. And most notably, they saw an increase in cash flow, wireless service revenue growth, but most of all, they saw a growth in consumers. Now, taking a look at the crunch numbers, the numbers we're going to focus on tonight. And also, yes, guys, we are going to talk N41. Yes, Technoid is going to talk about N41. You guys have been wanting me to talk about cellular technology. Also, I will do it. So we're going to talk N41 tonight. So Sneed, it's good that you're here. Let's see if we got it fixed. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's see. Fourth quarter 2020 highlights. Yada powered by stream.
The only numbers important here is the total revenue and also the wireless increase. Those are the two numbers I'm going to focus on. So taking a look at the numbers, Verizon did pretty good. They did about as good as we could expect. Their revenues were up by 2.2% over the year with $16.7 billion in sales, 703,000 retail postpaid nets added with 279,000 phones added, and 442 postpaid smartphones added, including me and my mom. So we're part of those numbers. Retail postpaid is at 1%, and the retail postpaid phone churn is at 0.8%, or 0.80 to be exact. Now, a lot of these numbers don't really matter, but the main numbers, like I said, are the consumer numbers, the business, and total wireless number. So my first question of the night, and then we'll just kind of move, because I want to keep this show fast-paced. I don't want to bore people out. What is your takeaway from the Q? I know you've covered a lot of these, so this probably is just me rewatching. And I've watched your videos, by the way, so I'm hoping to hear the same answer. But if you have any other thoughts, what is your thoughts on the Q4?
All right, so Verizon has maintained high profitability. They have a premium paying customer. So what they've done is they've kept the customer, average revenue per user. They've kept that profitability high, but at the cost of growth. So they haven't added a lot of new customers. They keep their customers. You could see the churn rate was pretty nice. It was at 0.8. That's low. That's good. That's a measure of customer retention. So they don't lose many customers, but they're not gaining many either. So it's almost like they've conceded the fact that they don't want to gain and they don't want to grow. They're satisfied with who they have. They just want to keep them paying premium pricing, and then try to upsell them on their existing services. So, for example, if you and your mom are on entry-level unlimited plans, they want to try to get you to the premium unlimited plan, like the higher rate, right, to make more money that way. They want to sell you on more services. They want to sell you on other things. Whoa, I got the whole thing. I'm like, this is my show. All right. So,
Sorry.
Oh, there you go. But that's kind of how I see the Verizon numbers.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. For me, when I look at the numbers, I do see where you're coming from, and I don't think in any shape or form you are wrong. You're absolutely right. They neither went down or gain. So I think it's important that they were able to maintain stability and equilibrium, as we call it, or cash flow is always important too in the business world and business terms, especially
The
in the
revenue
major.
was good.
The revenue was excellent. They did a total of $23.9 billion in total revenues, which is incredible. And on top of that, there's been a lot of cellular fixes and a lot of upgrades on the network, most notably the one that you've been covering a lot, and I promise I'm going to talk about it, N41. And you're talking about for T-Mobile, you're talking about for other carriers. There is something going on right now. There's reports, and I believe you talked about it in the group chat, that Verizon is having some speed, slower speeds because they're working on the towers. Now, I actually did a speed test prior to this episode, so I want to show you the results. I did 2 tests, like how you do them. You do them twice. You got to make sure they are stable. Caleb is in the house. What's up, brother? So I'm going to pull up the results here. I don't know if you guys can see, but take a look at the top 2 here on today. It's a little bit out of focus. I'm sorry if you can't see too well. Yeah, it's a little bit rough. But if you see the first 4...
30?
29 by 30, 67 by 33, 67 by 7, and 71 by 23. Mm-hmm. So not terrible, especially in New York. That's pretty good. But it definitely was different because the last time I was pulling in numbers at 170 by 11. I was pulling in about 210 by 15, 138 by 40. So, and that's 5G, regular DSS 5G. Ultra wideband, I pulled in 1732 by 42.8. So that's millimeter wave. So that's not even taken into consideration millimeter wave.
Right.
But anyway, let me add back the screen. So overall, I'm going to move right on from this. I think that this is a solid start to the year for Verizon, keeping it. But another thing I wanted to ask, so they're big on value now. Now they've become a value-based company. They're giving you bundles. They're giving you software, music services. Has there been any talks of them adding any kind of other accessories besides Disney Plus? Because I know their partnership with Apple is very strong. I know Apple has Apple Plus. They've got their bundle service,
right.
And I don't know where that would fit in if Verizon was to do that. But has there been any discussions of adding another?
I think the Discovery Plus is going to be a nice little added bonus. That'll be nice because they've got I think maybe somewhere between 10 and 12 channels of content that's associated with Discovery Plus. So that'll be nice when customers start to know about that. I think there's going to be, number one, a marketing campaign to advertise that. And I think also on their app, as well as just making customers aware when they go to the store, hey, if you're a Verizon Premium Unlimited customer, you can get the Discovery Plus for free. So I think that, and then they've already talked about, and discussed getting more platforms to come to the table. So they'll continue to charge customers a premium fee, but they're going to continue to add more to those bundles. So they're going to give you 6 months free of a service. They're going to give you a year if you're on the Premium Unlimited. I think they're going to continue to do that because their prices aren't going down.
No.
And I know a lot of people have speculated
it's probably going
to prices could go up. See, I think they're going to maintain pricing, but there's no way they're going to drop pricing. Because if you think about it, the Disney bundle in and of itself, I pay $13 a month for the Disney bundle, right? It's Hulu, it's Disney Plus, and it's ESPN Plus, and I love that bundle. Now people are getting Discovery Plus, Apple Music, these Apple services. Bro, there's a lot of value in this stuff, and you're not paying for any of it. It's all thrown into the whole shebang. It's nice.
No, absolutely. You hit it on the money. I didn't sign up for the Discovery Plus. I'm kind of holding out because usually Verizon tweaks their premium bundles to make it included in the plan. So I don't know if they're going to do that with Discovery Plus, but I haven't signed up for it because I haven't really found the use for it. But I'll give it a watch.
You should try it.
I'll check it out. No, yeah. I like the Food Channel network. I used to watch cooking competition like Chopped, Cutthroat Kitchen, stuff like that. But you're right. I would love to see them have stronger relations. Most notably, Apple is the biggest one they have right now. I think you can't deny Apple and Disney are the two biggest.
Yeah.
Another possible scenario could be that they revamp their Fios, because in this here, I was reading, there was a little bit of a lack in the TV market for them. Even though their internet sales were up, the cable services was starting to go down. And I think it's because people are now switching to the streaming services and a lot more people are going in that route. So my last question, then we'll move on to the next story because I got to keep this going. Do you think we will see them finally revamp Verizon Fios or Fios TV and kind of make it more mobile platform based, like going in the route of what YouTube TV, TVision, as much as I got to say it, Hulu TV, etc.?
I think there is something coming this year I was expecting something in February. So, and they've been pretty quiet. So it makes sense. They'll strike when the iron is, when the iron is hot. And
Hmm.
I think there's something coming this week. Next week, I
Okay.
should say. I really do because they revamped the 2017 new Verizon Unlimited in February of
Hmm.
2017. And I think they revamped plans last year at this time as well. So I don't know if there is a trend that would put the trend very soon. So no
Yeah.
later than March. I feel like next week would be a good time. Things are pretty quiet right now. Uh, T-Mobile's not really doing anything outside of their N41 upgrades and their marketing campaign for Goat 5G or whatever else they're doing.
Yeah.
AT&T is pushing the fiber. They're pushing HBO Max. So if Verizon wants some mind share in wireless, now would be the time to do it.
Absolutely, 100% agree. And it's a good thing you segue into all three carriers because the next story revolves around the three of them, but it's actually not good news. So, as you guys know, there have been a lot of severe winter storms raging the country right now, and a lot of Americans right now are in the cold and the dark, especially in Texas, which is where this story is focused on. So, I just want to take this moment to say to anybody affected by the storm, I hope you all are staying safe, staying warm. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, no matter what.
Yeah, big shout out to
Um,
Alexis and Apple Watts.
yes, shout out to Alexis and Apple Watts. Indeed, they are very good people. We don't want nothing bad to happen to them. But in this story, I read it today, and basically, phone companies have given updates on the winter storm pandemic. Kind of, this is like a winter storm pandemic where there's like tons and tons of blistering cold, and we've already got our own pandemic, so now we got so. I want to just skim through this real quick, and then I'll ask the question. T-Mobile came out with their senior managers basically saying that they will continue to work with backups. They will have impact several cities in Texas. We're focusing on Texas here. They did suggest that they try and use Wi-Fi calling. You will need 911 operators with your exact address. And then they explained sending text messages and saying connected is key in times like this. AT&T, however, said commercial power outages have been affecting phone services. As a result, they will be sending generators when needed and will have the network disaster recovery to be prepared in case they have any extra resources. And Verizon has reported of service outages on Monday, and they said that Houston area is performing well. However, they have their backup generators, switching centers, redundant fiber rings for cell sites, and keeping first responders and all of that. Basically, AT&T and Verizon have got it locked down. However, when I read T-Mobile's response, I wasn't too enthusiastic. So I got to ask, what is this? Is obviously the snowstorm. Nobody can predict these things. We can't blame a cell phone carrier for if anything happens. It's Mother Nature that does this. But what we can blame them is how they prepare, how they have backups, how they properly coordinate what they're going to do in the event of an outage. And when I'm reading T-Mobile's response versus AT&T and Verizon, I don't really see a plan from them. Now, I gotta ask. This is not a good thing, and I need to know: is this really their game plan? If an outage happens, Wi-Fi calling if there's no power? Like, what is your
Um,
reaction to this?
it's a good thing you brought this up. Any carrier that tells you please use Wi-Fi calling if you can is basically telling you they can't support you. That is a white flag of mercy. They're quitting. They're telling you it won't hold up. So here's the issue. AT&T has the FirstNet contract. They have to have backup power and generators on all sites because they have the first responder network. They have no choice. They are obligated. It's in the contract. Okay. That makes AT&T very responsive and very trusted at a time like this. Verizon has been a first responder network. Their network is built for full support under all circumstances. Tower sites may go down, but power is quickly restored or it has backup power, right? I'm not a T-Mobile hater. A spade is a spade, though. Because of situations like this, T-Mobile could never be my primary carrier. I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have a family. And in situations like this, this is no compromises. I can't negotiate cellular coverage. I don't care that I'm paying $20 more, $40 more on my bill. It doesn't matter. The peace of mind, the reliability cannot be negotiated. And it's situations like this where you learn what your carrier is made of. You respond. If Verizon sucks during a hurricane and T-Mobile holds up, then you would be glad to have T-Mobile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it was the other way around, the shoe was on the other foot. If a carrier is unreliable, you would have to consider leaving. So it doesn't matter how much you put into Super Bowl ads. It doesn't matter how many pink lasers are shooting through your cartoons and you got dinosaurs and pink thongs on Tuesdays. It does not matter. You are going to have to support your customers under all circumstances. You need backup generators. You need backup power. You need to be serious. Look, they just consumed an entire wireless carrier. The only problem I have in this whole story is the fact that even till now, T-Mobile has not addressed the backup power problems. This has been a problem for years. And this is why first responders won't look at the T-Mobile network seriously. They won't. They simply will not. They will stay with Verizon. They will stay or go with AT&T because they trust them. Just leave everything else out of it. None of it matters anymore. N41, man, Band 71, and all the and Netflix on Us. Leave it all to the side. Let's boil it down to the nitty gritty. Who do you rely on? If the answer is who you have and they're reliable, then you're winning. But if you can't rely, if you don't trust, then what's the point? I was about to go to T-Mobile in 2017. My dad told me to go to hell. He said, go to T-Mobile, leave my Verizon alone. And it's because it's always working and it never fails him. Non-negotiable. You got to call, you got to text, you got to have a reliable connection. You have to trust. That's what I'm talking about, Michael. That's what I'm talking about right there from David. It failed him. He left. That's what happens. Now these people know what time it is. If Verizon fails for you, you got to consider leaving. If AT&T fails for you, you got to consider leaving. That's the way it goes.
Absolutely agree. And, PA Tech, he said, well said, Sneed. Well, guess what? I'm about to one-up you. And this is not a competition. This is something I take very seriously. Let me make a disclaimer here, guys. Just because we're talking negatively of T-Mobile doesn't mean we don't support them. There are a lot of fanboys and fangirls in this world. And you know what? If you're one of them, this is going to hurt your feelings. But you have to be objective. You have to be able to tell the difference between two. And you have to be able to take criticism and be a man or a woman and take it on the chin. That's how a company gets better.
Yeah, but how you gonna expect people to take it on the chin when they wear pink thongs, bro? How you gonna get that?
You know how you do it? You rip up the thongs. You tell them, let's take that thong and use it to build our networks better. But I'm going to be serious for a moment, and I'm actually going to be real, guys. When it comes to reliability, especially in storms, hurricanes, whatever, I think that's number one priority to me. No joking, all jokes aside. That is priority. Verizon, AT&T, they're set. They have nothing to worry about. They've got their generators ready. They have NDR on standby. They're built for these storms. T-Mobile? Nope. Let me tell you something.
I want to know, what percentage of towers do you think were down for T-Mobile without any power? Do you think it was a lot? Do you think it was a few? Like that matters too, because honestly, if a couple sites are down, well, you can always, move sites or whatever. But if like everything's down citywide, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, especially if it's in Houston, the biggest city in Texas, that's going to be even killer. Now, here's where I got to get serious, though. I really got to say this. You never want to hear the news of somebody ever, God forbid, something horrible happened to somebody. You never want to hear that, especially if they couldn't get help. Mm-hmm. And I remember a few months ago when there was a severe storm, T-Mobile went down. We were just switched over to Verizon. T-Mobile went down. And I remember it was a big deal because there were some people that couldn't even get 911 calls in. They told them use Wi-Fi calling and they couldn't reach the police. That pisses me off to a max. You're playing with people's lives here. You're not playing with the network. You're not playing with a generator. You're playing with people's lives at that point. Now, I get it. You can't be fully responsible because sometimes it may not be your fault. Maybe. But it's your responsibility. It's your obligation to spend your money wisely to care about people. And I'm looking right in the camera. I'm not looking at a screen. I'm looking right in the camera when I say this. You owe it to your paying customers to do right by them in their time of need, to reach help, reach authority, do whatever. And T-Mobile, let me tell you something. And I don't care who watches this. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. But you spend more money on Super Bowl ads. You spend more money on this 5G marketing than buying your own goddamn generators and let alone making your networks better. So how about you have the balls to stop this charade and actually do right by your customers, build these generators, keep these people safe, but most of all, keep your customers in check. So that way you don't lose lives, and most of all, you can be ready for things like this. And if you hear the frustration in my voice, that is fact. This stuff pisses me off because I hate knowing that there are people out there that cannot get help in time because of things like this. And then they got to say, oh, I wish I coulda, I woulda, coulda. It's too late. So T-Mobile, do right by your freaking customers.
Yeah.
Do right by them.
I would like to ask Zero Cool if he maybe has an idea. How many generators, how many tower sites could we get to, to get them generators with $50 million? Because I would guess that T-Mobile spent at least $50 million on Super Bowl ads. At least. Right?
Here,
they
look,
had
carriers
ad
get fined
spots.
$2,000. They get fined for $2,000 for every miss. You know what's funny? You could spend, the amount of money that people get for the Super Bowl. I remember at one point, people were investing money. People were investing in this stuff. Now it's like, we don't care. That's terrible. Like, somebody tell me, why not, this whole solar thing? Why'd you go solar? You want to help the planet? You want to do better? Buy some solar power packs.
So the concept of power is all about redundancy.
Oh, 1 second.
All right.
1 second, Sneed. Can't hear anything. 1 second. Go ahead. You take over.
I was going to say the whole concept of power is having redundancy. So, the concept of being able to continue to provide power even at times when the power has been compromised. So if your main source of power on your grid, let's say it's hydroelectric, or let's say it's wind, or it's solar. If that becomes compromised, you have to have a backup. And that's where we can fall back on natural gas. That's where we could fall back on fuel, and diesel generators and stuff like that. You can't not have a backup plan, is what I'm saying. So even if you do rely on renewable and other source of energy, you still should have power backup plans. Like I said, I like the concept of natural gas. I think that's the best way to go as a fallback, whatever the case may be.
Look, I'm going to move on from the story because the more I think about it, the more it's getting me pissed off. And you know what? I expect T-Mobile fanboys, I expect you to come at me. You know what?
They ain't going to come at let me tell you why they're not going to come after you.
No. I want them to. I really do. But you know why?
Because you're not wrong.
Because they know I'm right. They know
you're not wrong. You're right. You're 100% right.
And look what Caleb wrote. Look at what he wrote. $125,000 each generator cost. So you have $50 million. Take that 125 times it by however. Tell me how much they can get from that. That's for just one generator.
I think they could do about 500. They could do 500 generators just in their ads. Just in the ads they send, and financing Gronk and Tom Brady and the commercials and all the upgrades that they did there. I mean, they did a lot for the network, but they spent more. Like Verizon spent $80 million on the network. T-Mobile probably spent $50 million on the ads in Tampa.
Unbelievable. Well, T-Mobile, my message to you, and you guys can watch it on replay. I don't care. You do right by your customers. You keep them safe.
David's right. It's got to be regulated.
They have to.
If you're going to regulate anything, regulate backup power in times of crises.
Absolutely. This whole country wants to talk about how, the FCC and all them, they care for the people. Why don't you make that a regulation? Why don't you actually make that a law? That carriers by default must have a build out for backup power in cases of emergency.
So think about each state doing its own thing. Why doesn't each public utilities commission mandate that at every site. Or
Either
else
they
or
haven't
else shut
gotten
down
to
the
it
tower, or else
or
shut
shut
down
down the
your
tower.
your your
Yeah,
equipment. Yeah.
that's what I was about to say. They should do that. Well, let's move on right from that because it's getting me more and more pissed off, and I'm probably going to lose my monetization if I get any more. I don't care about the money though. But like I said, I don't play around with things like that.
Can't blame you, man.
But I'm actually going to talk about a topic that you covered on your live stream. I actually very thought about it. I actually changed one of the stories to talk about what you talked about on your podcast, which, by the way, was a great show.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
The OnePlus Nord has finally made it to America. It's in Metro by T-Mobile, and they're blowing up
like hotcakes.
They're blowing up. According to PC Mag, which I don't know why I grabbed them, they were the only thing. Apparently, they're saying that 2 million Nord phones have sold in Metro alone. 2 million Nord phones. And Metro sells on average 15 to 16 devices per year. So that's just one phone.
Wow.
Now, I want to highlight a couple points you made in your live stream. You said you can port in a number and they give you the phone when you port in. You can port in as a new customer and they'll give you the phone. So now I got to ask.
It's a switcher deal, right?
It's a switcher deal, but do you remember about 7-8 months ago when we had a discussion about how Metro was possibly better than T-Mobile? Do you remember that discussion about better value? I think it was.
I really wish Carlos was here, man. He would eat this up. Yeah,
you know what?
We did have that conversation.
You know what? I'm gonna be fair, and I feel bad because I actually didn't send this link out, so I'm gonna send it to the guys. If any of you guys want to. If you guys want to come in and talk about some stuff, you're more than welcome to. I feel terrible. I should have sent it out to more people. I don't know why I didn't. But I got to ask, Metro, even though it works under the T-Mobile network, and even though it's a subsidiary company, a lot more people are getting better value. You're getting Amazon Prime, I know it's stupid, but hey,
hold on
now
a
you're
second.
getting a OnePlus Nord.
Okay, if you have essentials on T-Mobile, you're losing. You need to go to Metro. 100% you got to go to Metro. You're going to get the same network priority, but you're going to get the Amazon Prime and you're going to get the Google One storage. You're getting better value. You're not getting anything with Essential except the lowest tier priority.
Yeah, and they'd not even give you Netflix for that.
No,
well, actually, no.
No.
You could get Netflix for like 2 months. That's about it.
It's only with Magenta.
Hmm?
Yeah. You got to be on Magenta or Magenta Plus, whatever the add-on is for HD.
I wish this thing was whiskey right now because I'd have been like... That's crazy. Not even the essential plan can give you something.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and with the added capacity with N41, I mean, you could take advantage of the Metro by T-Mobile network access. It'll probably be good.
No, yeah, that's actually my next story because I got 2 more left after this, so we got a couple minutes to talk about N41. I've been promising to talk about it. I never really talk about it. So N41 upgrades are becoming a big deal now for T-Mobile. They're starting to blow up. I've seen you go to sites and they show promise. You've talked about them. You've raved about them. Everybody in this live chat right now, comment hashtag N41 for life.
N41 man.
N41 man.
I gotta get a cape.
You got here. I got a perfect cape right here. I got a black. Here, I'll tie it up right now. Here.
N41
man. N41 man. Nah, this is just one of my blankets I keep whenever I'm working late. But but yeah, so N41 is a big deal. And I gotta ask, because you're the man of the knowledge, you know more than I do. Tell me, man, what can N41 do to elevate T-Mobile? Especially for my viewers that don't know.
Yeah, if they're in markets with capacity issues, if they're in markets that have been recently, becoming congested, these upgrades are going to change that. It's going to add a ton of capacity as the scale of the upgrades kind of catches stride. I'm not talking about just a couple of sites here and there. If if T-Mobile is able to scale these upgrades to clusters of tower sites. So say, for example, you are in Staten Island and there's 50 sites within your area that you frequent. If they were to upgrade 20 or 30 of those sites, I mean, that's a game-changing capacity upgrade. You're going to be seeing speeds of 400, 500, 600 megabits per second everywhere you go. Your network would never be slow, right? You would always have capacity. You'd always be able to watch your videos, no slowdowns, no buffers, no nothing. It's that, and then the nice thing is they want to scale their home internet. That allows them to do that.
Yeah.
Right? So they can offer 100, 200 meg internet to people's homes.
Yeah, especially the home internet. I'm going to focus on that for a second. You know, a lot of people saying it's not a liable option, but if you guys don't know about Cox or Starlink or anything like
Oh,
that,
man.
you know, it's not good stuff. You know, I don't understand. You know, I get they're not as good as fiber optic. They're not as good as, you know, real internet. Even hell, maybe even copper cable internet. But considering it's if it's going to be N41 aggregated to home internet, you're going to get good speeds. Yeah, and I've seen these test results. N41,
Got to be close, though. You got to be pretty
you got to
close.
be
You
close.
got to
Yeah, you
be
got to be close.
half mile, 3/4 mile, something like that.
Well, according to the layer cake, apparently they're saying the low band of N71 and mid band would be N41 and millimeter wave is N260. Oh, so now you finally caved for millimeter wave. Gee, what took you so long? But I think what they're probably going to do, if I had to guess, when they aggregate N41 into this layer cake, I think they're going to start with N71. They're going to have to make that the you know the low band 5G, but I think if you're close, like you said, with mid band, that's probably going to boost you up higher than your speeds. Because I could see them pushing, I could see them going N71 for about 50 megabits for home internet. Like if you were to aggregate the speeds based off 50 megabits for N71 5G, 100 megabits with mid band, and then nobody knows where their millimeter wave is going at this point. Have you been able to actually check out their millimeter wave?
A little bit. It kind of has its spots. They don't really do a good job of mapping it. It's also tough to connect to. I think out of all three of the big three companies for wireless, T-Mobile has the least developed millimeter wave. It's also the lesser performing of the three. It's the least reliable of the three. It's not an emphasis of what they do. Their emphasis is the N41 and the N71, and I think mostly the N41 for capacity. There's some other stuff that they're doing. They're going to shut down 3G. They're going to shut down
Okay.
some of the older legacy tech. That'll widen the LTE and the 5G channels in the future.
True.
So they do have big time capacity that they're going to offer. How sustainable it is depends how big of a company they become. The millimeter wave will become more important once they really need the capacity.
100% agreed. You know, as much as I make fun of T-Mobile and as much as we talk a lot about them, I got to be honest. I'm actually digging the N41 upgrades. I really think it's a game changer for T-Mobile, and I think that's exactly what you need.
Hmm.
Now you're going to hear them go, oh, now you're talking nice about T-Mobile, but before you were talking so mean about them. Hey, I told you to be
Welcome to my
objective.
world, Mike. Welcome to my world, bro.
Trust me, bro. You got no idea. With tech and these guys from the other countries, oof. I'm not trying to insult them, but guys, if you're
It
gonna
is what it
trash
is.
talk, let me give you guys some advice. The art to an insult is this: if you're gonna call somebody names, first learn how to type and read, and then you can make a proper comeback. Just learn how to read and write, and you'll be fine. Because I get
Read,
comments saying
brother,
I
read.
they're like saying you effing dumb idea. I'm like, bruh, did you just throw out of a dictionary? Because I don't know what the hell you're writing. And sometimes they write it in their language, and then I gotta translate, and I'm like translating back, be like, "Thank you, my brother. Now say it in English."
See,
I'm sorry, I'm
even.
stupid. I'm stupid.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I'm
even entertain some of those comments, man.
Nah,
You know how it
I,
goes. These people are
I just I
tripping.
just joke around. I have a little bit of fun. You know me.
I
But
joke,
yeah,
I joke, I kid, I kid.
but I cannot wait to see what T-Mobile. You know, as much as I wasn't a big fan of them when we switched, I am seeing a lot more potential. I'm not saying it'll be a drawback, but if they can definitely get their network back to par, like how it was when I remember it, that would definitely be great. Especially getting rid of 3G. I think the next step would be 4G. Because 4G, even though it's good, and I think that's another backbone, I think LTE is the true backbone of the industry. But we
Oh, yeah,
use
they're getting
4G
rid of
LTE.
HSPA. They're getting rid of the HSPA and the HSK
Okay.
plus, whatever those designations are. And
Okay.
the LT will continue to be a big piece of the network because people are still going to be on that tech. But the
Yeah.
5G is where it's at, dude, for sure.
No, absolutely, 100%. All right, let's move along. We got two more stories. Not gonna keep you here too long, my man, because I know you're a working father, and I know you've got things to do, especially with school. So next story up, back to T-Mobile. You can see the theme is T-Mobile. We're gonna finish out with them. So as you know, T-Mobile has a deal with MLB TV. As you guys know, T-Mobile Tuesday, and this is like one of their biggest things. And it looks like they're going to keep this a regular. This is actually going to be a regular thing now. They say limited once a year. It looks like it's going to be a major it's a contract. They're contracted with MLB till 2023, but this is like a regular for them. This is like one of their big value givers compared to what Verizon and AT&T are doing. But I was reading a lot of the comments, and I left the link in the description if you guys want to check them out. I was reading the comments here. I don't know where they went now. I just had the comments. Yeah. And some people say that, this is their Christmas. A lot of people are excited. But then I was reading some more saying that they were disappointed, saying that, they need more value. They need to add more. That even though MLB is great, it's cool, I can watch baseball and stuff. Not a lot of people watch baseball, and not a lot of them can watch over 85 games in a season, maybe more, and then watch the playoffs. So I got to ask you, Sam, T-Mobile Tuesday has been a cool concept from the beginning, but it's starting to lose its charm. And I've seen T-Mobile Tuesday deals and offers. In the beginning they were good, but now they're starting to look just like repeats. Burger King, discounted Thai food, that stuff probably comes out of a copy printer. You think I'm gonna trust a discount on that? Hell no. But I gotta ask, T-Mobile Tuesday is starting to lose its fire. And when you look at Verizon up, I just got super tickets to a SmackDown, Friday night SmackDown in the Thunderdome, VIP seats provided by Verizon. Front row for the entire 2-hour show, even though it's at home. My face will be on TV, so look for me on Friday night. Not this Friday, awesome. Next Friday. But I gotta ask, there's more value at Verizon and now AT&T. But I gotta ask, is T-Mobile Tuesday starting to become a fade, and what can they do to revamp it? Because this stuff is stale.
Yeah. Well, I guess one way to revamp it is to change the product lineup, new affiliations, new relationships with new companies, different products, different experiences and services. They could try to revamp it that way. Maybe survey, poll people, see what they've liked, see what they don't like they can do away with and replace with something else. But it's good to keep it fresh. I think you're wise to kind of say, well, maybe they need to revamp it. Maybe they are, right? We just don't know. Maybe something's going on behind closed doors. But once the people stop responding to T-Mobile Tuesdays, then they'll know that the traffic is down and people aren't really interested. I think they'll pivot. I think they'll improve it and revamp it.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the other things they can do for T-Mobile Tuesday is stop trying to invest in it heavily, especially when their deals are minimal. There are some good ones. I won't lie. There are some good ones.
Yeah.
But come on. A free T-Mobile spatula, a free T-Mobile flask, pink thongs probably next. I swear on everything, Sneed. If they do a pink thong, hey, what's up, Dan? Good to see you tonight. If they do a pink thong giveaway, I promise you. Wait,
they have, and they did onesies. I mean, they've done it all.
Wait. Yo, I gotta look this up now. I gotta look this up.
This dates back to the John Legere era. They literally have done everything. They have they have a cooking apron. They have onesies. They have it all.
Oh, no. I know about those. Yeah. I know about those. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember the 2019 glasses for. I remember the 2019 glasses.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's basically a branding campaign, right? Let's get their, let's get their branding on as much stuff as possible. It's free advertisement.
Remember this one? What a faded memory.
Quibi. Oh man,
what a fade. What a now it's owned by Roku now, so I don't know what Roku's gonna do.
You think they're gonna try to rejuvenate it or rebrand it or?
Well, first of all, the idea.
What do they want? The studios? What do they want?
I think they want the studios. I think Roku's trying to be more in the streaming dominance area, from what I'm able to gather. So they're gonna use the studio, but I don't know what they're gonna do with Quibi because Quibi is still on the App Store. Quibi is still there.
Right, but are they doing new signups?
Good question. Somebody let me know in the live chat. I actually haven't been on Quibi in almost a year. I canceled my account before they charged me.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Yeah, I think so. Now, quickly, before we get to the last story, and then we're going to end it here for the night, Sneed Mobile Tech, I heard you're the iPhone guy now because apparently...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I gotta pull out my Emperor because we got you over to the dark side. Here, let's see. Your hate has made you powerful. Now
somebody,
fulfill
somebody,
your
somebody
destiny
screenshot this and get this
and
on
take
Twitter.
your father's place at my side. Use your aggressive feelings. Let the iPhone come to you.
Cometh.
So be it, Jedi. I swear, the man who said he would never be turned to the dark side goes to the dark side, but for good reason. But I gotta say, though, I watched your live stream again, and iPhones are selling well. 49 out of the 50 states in the United States of America. I have a little joke I make. I called iPhone land. I call it iPhone land. The United States is iPhone land, and not only one state. Well, eventually we'll get them over. But, welcome to iPhone
no,
land.
it's all 50 states, but in 49, it's the iPhone 12 Pro Max,
12
and in
Pro
state
Max.
number 50, it's the 12 Pro.
Okay, so still, it's iPhone land.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
iPhone land.
so iPhone land is a real deal. And I think it's really shocking that Android has been doing these things longer than Apple. But I think it has been a proven point. When Apple does something, when they market it and invest in it heavily, it's going to work. It's going to run. Well, not all of them. The Touch Bar Mac never worked. So that was one of their failed gimmicks. The headphone jack, however, that they somehow pulled that off. Ugh. But anyway, last story of the night. Speaking of smartphones, OnePlus 9, OnePlus 9 Pro are headed to T-Mobile. No surprise there, people. But we're not going to talk about T-Mobile. We're actually going to talk about the OnePlus brand. Now, we've
they have
had
a good relationship, don't they, Mike? With
they have a very
OnePlus?
strong relationship, and that's what we're going to spend the remainder of this episode. We're going to finish it out here. But I think it's important to talk about this, not just for T-Mobile, but also for OnePlus, because if you guys don't know, OnePlus is really in a weird situation right now. They're in a situation where their devices have no hype. I've covered it in my OnePlus video. Nobody's been hating on me, and they know I'm right. Of course, we will find more people later on. But it's a fact. The OnePlus phones are starting to go down. And the only carrier in the United States is T-Mobile carrying them. And I've made it known that in order for OnePlus to, become a backbone for, Android phones, they got to partner with more carriers. Verizon picks them out once in a blue moon. Yeah. AT&T does nothing with them.
Nothing.
Sprint did something, but then, of course, we all know how that went. So in reality, there's about 1.5 carriers. I say half because Verizon's not fully in on
They
that.
do one device, I think, a year, and then T-Mobile does at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, they do all of them. It's not even 1, 2. It's all OnePlus phones.
Yeah.
So this is the final question of the night, and then we're going to end it. Let's talk in 2 parts. Part A, OnePlus. Part B, T-Mobile. Let's start with OnePlus. Is this a good look or a bad look for OnePlus that the only carrier in the United States is T-Mobile, and just because their relationship is on a good note, is this a bad look that no other carriers will carry their phone, and that there even is no interest in Best Buy? I am being told from Best Buy representatives who work at Best Buy in the cellular department, they get the nods of what phones come in and out. There is no interest. They are taking Sony phones, LG, and probably, I think I heard them say the TCL smartphones. They're taking those over the OnePlus devices. This is not a good look. I give my answer away, but I got to ask, what is going to happen with OnePlus?
So OnePlus will never be able to change its North American fate until it gets carrier traction. It has to sell in all carriers. It has to have a spot. It has to have mind share, market share within the carriers. They tried distributing it through like Amazon, B&H, all these other outlets. You can't do it that way alone. All right, now let's take Verizon. Verizon's doing 1 phone a year, and it hasn't worked. Sprint had a phone. AT&T never. Like, they don't do OnePlus devices at all. In fact, they don't even have band 14 for FirstNet or for AT&T. So you're basically stuck with T-Mobile. Now, here's the good thing. T-Mobile is a big carrier now. They've got a big market share. So at least you have that. But you can't just sell in one carrier. And T-Mobile does a good job of pushing it. Hey, here's your best way to get a fully capable 5G phone with flagship level performance for less than typical flagship pricing. Because if they show them an S21, it's $799. Something tells me there's going to be a $699 version of the next OnePlus, like the OnePlus 9. I think it'll be $699. It's going to come down in pricing. The last generation didn't sell, Mike.
No,
So they're
yeah.
going to have to come down in pricing, and they're going to have to market the crap out of it. And that's another thing they got to do. If I was them, I would partner with T-Mobile and promote their phones as a T-Mobile branded phone. IP67 water and dust resistance, a flagship level performance,
Pay for the
amazing
certification.
software.
Pay for the
Yes,
certification to get
yes,
it.
the whole shebang. 12 gigs of RAM, all the horsepower, the Snapdragon 888, good camera, all that great stuff. Big battery capacity, 5,000 milliamp hour. Do all of that. And do whatever it takes because you have no traction in carrier stores. Really push that sucker with T-Mobile branding, and I think you got a chance. But as of right now, they got no mind share in Verizon. They got no market share in Verizon, and they don't exist in AT&T's world.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go here. DJ, you say they're big outside the United States. They're not big anymore. The two biggest names are Samsung and Apple, and even Huawei ain't even that big anymore. I've read the numbers, guys, and I'm gonna pull up the charts in a second here when I can find it. Basically, there's a lot of people saying that, people keep complaining to me about, oh, well, Apple is behind in there. No, guys, they're not behind in Europe anymore. We'll talk about this in another video, but I'm going to give you the number right here. The current, according to StatCount, here's a real website. This tracks the global stats of market share per Android maker or smartphone maker. According to this projected scale in Europe, let's go with Europe. OnePlus is not even on the top 6. The top 3 brands are Samsung, Apple, and Huawei. Those are top 3.
In there?
Motorola is yes. LG, Motorola, and Xiaomi are the next 3.
Xiaomi.
In Asia, Samsung, Apple, Xiaomi, Huawei, Oppo, Vivo.
Oppo's
no
in there.
OnePlus.
Oppo
Yeah,
is
Oppo's
OnePlus
in there.
though.
Oppo is OnePlus. They are all basically under the same branding. When we take a look at, let's go to India. Xiaomi, Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, Realme. I don't even know what Realme is.
Realme, yeah, dude.
Do you guys get where I'm going? Yes, OnePlus is big because they live under an umbrella of 3 other companies that use the same parts and make the same phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell you guys the truth. And what's up, Galen? I love you, my man. It's great to see you on here tonight, my brother.
Galen,
He says he's killing it in the MVMO game, replacing Motorola. Galen, you may want to hold your train of thought because I'm about to say something that is going to be controversial, but I think OnePlus is declining. I think their other subsidiary companies are going up.
Market?
North American, Europe, Asia, everywhere. Vivo and Oppo and OnePlus are in the same umbrella. If the two of them can do higher sales, are in a top 6 versus its other subsidiary, something is wrong. When you would think, because they price these phones less than the average competitor, they price it even less than their own brother and sister phone.
Sure.
And that's a global stat. That is up to date. That's current. You can't make those numbers up. And I will leave a link at the end. So all I got to say to OnePlus, if I was you guys, the United States is your best bet to get back in there. Because the United States market, in my opinion, and I can speak for the United States, it is one of the biggest markets. It's one of the best financially stable markets where people pay premiums. They pay thousands of dollars. Now, the second best would be Europe and other countries. So I think you should do what Sneets just said. Make it a T-Mobile branded phone for the United States. Work under the T-Mobile umbrella. It'll still be a OnePlus device, but it would be a T-Mobile exclusive and also a T-Mobile smartphone.
But focus on that and don't waste your time in Verizon stores and don't waste resources trying to get it in there or to change, your track record there. Focus on where you have success.
Yes.
Don't sit there and spin your tires in Verizon store. Maintain the traction and try to exploit that momentum in the T-Mobile stores.
Yeah, and it's bad enough they're not even pushing them. They're in the back of the stores. They haven't even moved. And that's where I want to now segue to the last topic, T-Mobile on the OnePlus, and then we're done. this could be a big boost for them. Like if T-Mobile was to push OnePlus over Samsung and Apple, and well, not over Apple. Apple's going to pay them a lot. But if you were to push them over Google or Samsung, you could have a moneymaker as your own carrier exclusive phone that does literally what the Samsung and Google's. We've already known this. We know what they're capable of, but it's a matter of, are they going to get pushed? Are they going to have notoriety? But most of all, are they even going to be cared? And I think, like you just said, they have to focus on that. And especially we're talking the American market, North American, we're talking the United States market. That's why I got to be specific because a lot of people will get mad at me for that. So I'm going to end it by saying, and Sneed, you can take the last word. I think that OnePlus is going down the tubes. I said it. I showed the proof. I have the charts. I watch it every day when I make videos. I am in a business major, people, so I have to watch starts. I have to study market share, cash flow, invest everything. So I know what I'm talking about. And I'm about to get my degree, so I'll have that bachelor's and hopefully master's soon. Yeah. So I'm going to say this. OnePlus needs to fix a lot of things. They need a lot of fix. But the number one thing they need to fix their position in the market. They got to get back. They had so much fire when they came here. Started with the 6T. Where did the fire go? They got to get it back. And I'm hoping that this device, the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro, with the help of T-Mobile, giving it a push, I am hoping that it will be the one to put them back on the map because I want to see them do well.
Yeah, they need a big ad campaign. They need a lot of positive marketing. They need brand recognition within the store, also within like commercials for the company that's selling it. So like I said, T-Mobile Tuesdays, T-Mobile OnePlus, the phones up on the commercials, people using them, advertising the deals, the promotions, a kickback, a buy one, get one, hey, get your free line at T-Mobile. We're going to give you this free OnePlus with a 24-month commitment. Something
and one
like
last
that.
Thing. One last thing. When you say marketing, when you say people spending money, investing, let me tell you guys something. Spending your money on YouTubers to advertise your phones is not helping you. No. It helps reach a younger, mature audience like myself, Sneed, and other techie savvy guys. But to the average general population, and I'm not saying average consumers anymore. That term is long gone. To the general population, they watch TV. They watch ads. They watch everything. Why do you think Samsung and others spend money on marketing? Because people watch and they see advertisements. So OnePlus, stop using Marcus. Stop using Dave 2D. Stop using these dudes and actually have a marketing team with real marketing professionals. Because like I said, it
hasn't really changed anything for them.
But the thing is, if they actually invest in real advertisements, instead of just like one billboard, put it up in Times Square or have other places, put it, where you put them? Walmart, Best Buy, put them in places where people see the name OnePlus. Spend money on your products. You may have been able to get away with the crap that you've done in China and Europe, but you're not going to get away with it here in a North America, United States of America market. You got away with it out there. You're not getting away with it here. You wanted to come here, you got to take the beatings. And with that said, we are done with the live stream. I feel like I'm going to get a ton of hate in this episode. They're going to hate me. They're going to say, "You're
I'll be back in the chat.
You unplugged your mic. Oh. You just unplugged your mic.
Did I?
You know why, Latrell? You got to go? All right, I'll wrap it up. Your mic just got unplugged. But Latrell, yeah, younger audiences is fine. They're going to be fine. But again, they got to do it in a way where they can get it for other people. But with that said, we're going to end this show. Guys, I really had fun tonight. I really hope you all did. It went down. It went down.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you. But it's okay. We're about to end, so I'll send you out. It's okay. But guys, again, this was the show. I want to thank all of you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. I had a lot of fun. I hope you all did too. I will be doing live streams more often now that we've got our camera, we've got our microphone. I want to thank Sneed Mobile Tech for coming in. Again, guys, thank you all for watching me. I hope to see you all in the next episode. Follow me on Twitter. I'm going to leave my Twitter in the comment section. It is at Technoid12. Thank you all for watching again. Here we go. I'm going to put it in here. Follow me on Twitter, Technoid12. Stay safe, everybody. Again, this video is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Save 10% using the promo code Technoid. Go to rogueenergy.com. Get yourself some healthy energy drink. Do some good for yourself. Treat your body well. Get the promo code Technoid. Save 10% off. And everything that you do, guys, helps the channel. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. I will see you on the next episode of Technoid, which is on Friday. Take care and peace.